broadcast first.
We've had showers and storms moving across the area at times today. As you see right now with our latest radar loop here, we have just a few showers left over, a couple rumbles of thunder, but for the most part, things have really quieted down thanks to the fact that the sun has gone down. Temperature is 74 in Champaign, 72 in Danville, 69 in Watseka, and this is our view from Mattoon on our KC Summer's weather camera on our Flooring America iNet. Still kind of cloudy out there with winds coming in out of the south, for the most part under 10 miles an hour. So as we go into our day tomorrow, it's more of the same. It's warm and muggy with our temperatures in the low 80s with more in the way of some spotty showers and storms. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
Some in one city aren't happy with the search for an interim superintendent who they say the district should pick. Plus, a body was found Friday in Buckley. Now we're learning more about how the victim was discovered. And it was a close call for one mother and baby, which she's warning other moms about after a health scare during pregnancy.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
They are not being transparent.
That's what one group is claiming of the Decatur School Board as they prepare for their current superintendent to leave. Good evening, I'm Jessica Coons. Superintendent Paul Frigo leaves at the end of this month. He has accepted a superintendent position at a district near St. Louis. Today, the Metro Decatur Black Chamber of Commerce organized a news conference at the Decatur Civic Center. They think the current assistant superintendent, Jeff Days, should be the one to step into the interim position. They believe Days has done a good job and is a good role model to students. They've talked with the board, and they say the board told them a retired superintendent would step into the position part-time. Patricia West thinks it should be full-time and is not happy with what she calls a lack of transparency.
DPS recently passed a resolution against racism, yet their actions bring that into question.
We did reach out to the board tonight, but have not heard back. They have a meeting at 6:30 tomorrow night. New at 10, police are investigating after shots were fired at a Walgreens in Urbana. This happened at the Philo Road location. This is a live look from the scene right now. Police have cleared the area, but as you can see, shots were fired into the front door right there. Police tell us no one was hurt. No word on any suspects. We will, of course, continue to update you as we learn more details about that investigation. Now, for an update on a shooting in Danville, the Champaign County coroner says 30-year-old Javon Dye passed away. Police say he was taken to the hospital after a fight. He was shot several times. A 23-year-old woman was also shot in the shoulder. Police have not released any suspect information. We have new details on how a body was found in Buckley on Friday. Two truck drivers found the victim in a tanker after having issues unloading gas from it. This was at a gas transfer hub next door to the old Lion's Den adult bookstore. This is footage from today of the transfer site where the discovery was made. The coroner says the victim was from Southern Illinois, but could not provide additional information. We talked with someone in town about the devastating discovery.
Saturday morning, guy come up and said, what are all the cops doing out there? And then in the afternoon, the guy come in here and, man, they're out there, well, half a dozen state police and everything else, and they're carrying the plastic bag around, and we don't know, and nobody knows.
The coroner could not say if foul play was involved or how long the body was in the tank. The sheriff's office and state police are investigating. State police need your help finding the person who hit and killed a man on I-57. This happened back on May 31st near Thomasboro just after 4 a.m. State police got a call today from a driver who said they saw a car in the ditch. When troopers got there, they saw the man's body on the shoulder. The victim was from Arkansas. Police say the suspect car could have been a 2010 to 2015 gray or silver Chevy Equinox with Illinois registration. If you have any information at all, you're asked to contact state police. The number of new COVID cases reported in Illinois continues to go down. 244 were announced today. Another 14 people have died. Positivity rate is hovering around 1.4%. More than 33,000 people were vaccinated yesterday. 68% of adults in Illinois have had at least one dose of the vaccine, while 51% are fully vaccinated. One family is celebrating their daughter's first birthday. It's a day they're grateful for after a scare during pregnancy. WCIA3's Bryce Beament joins us now. Bryce, this mom has a warning for women who are expecting.
Emily Vare had a close call during her pregnancy. Now she's hoping to warn women to check in with their doctors.
I think we spend a lot of time focusing on the baby's health, which is so important, but your health as a mom is critical.
That's why this woman is trying to spread awareness about pregnant women's health.
A year later, I just wanted to tell my story and share it with other moms because you're not often alerted to some of these maternal health issues, and it's just really important that you monitor your health and take care of yourself while you're taking care of your baby.
Emily Vare had her baby on this day last year. Since it was during the pandemic, she was not meeting her doctor in person as much.
And right around June, I started experiencing swelling and weight gain and high blood pressure, and I wasn't going to the doctor, physically in person.
Vare had been monitoring her blood pressure and noticed it had spiked. She went to her doctor, who immediately sent her to the hospital.
And that just started a journey of extreme, I think the term is moderate and then severe preeclampsia, which then developed into HELLP syndrome.
Preeclampsia is characterized by high blood pressure and damage to organs. HELLP syndrome is a variant of preeclampsia. It is very rare and is life-threatening to both the mother and the baby.
You have to be monitoring what is normal for you. Fluid gain, excessive weight gain, headaches, vision blurriness, all of those can be indicators that something may not be right, and that prevention and seeing your doctor regularly is critical to having a good health outcome for you and the baby.
Vare says if she had waited another day to see her doctor, it may have been too late. So she hopes her story can help future moms.
To get through that really difficult period of time of labor and delivery and see it through and be able to go home with your baby, that is the #1 goal.
Vare recommends expectant mothers wear a blood pressure cuff. Jess?
Some good advice. All right, Bryce, thank you so much. New for you tonight, this will be the last summer for one ice cream shop. Marble Slab Creamery in Savoy will close in August. They posted on Facebook saying they won't renew their lease. Marble Slab has been in business for more than 14 years. They say, get your ice cream while you can. June is Pride Month, and a rainbow flag was raised at Urbana's City Building in honor of the city's commitment to LGBTQ rights and equal rights. Mayor Diane Marlin started the celebration by reading a Pride Week proclamation. Marlin says Champaign County has celebrated this since the 70s, and Urbana was the first city in Illinois to prohibit discrimination of sexual orientation.
Pride goes beyond just this 1 month. It is, as we've said before, a celebration, but it's also a remembrance. Pride started out as a riot, and we need to keep that in our heads first and foremost because there is so much we still need to do.
Marlin says this month will serve as a time to understand our differences and support the LGBTQ community. It's regionals for high school baseball, and plenty of teams are looking to win. Plus, it's one of the biggest festivals in town. How you can get some tickets for it. All right, Jack, we are in the season of summer storms, humidity, maybe hoping the storms will bring down the humidity.
Actually, it usually brings them up. Usually
okay,
it happens.
Well,
yeah,
that's why we have you here, because I don't know anything.
Yeah, the temperatures go down, but the dew points go up. But
what's going to drop it? Because I'm over it already.
We got a cold front coming through.
There we go.
We have to wait until Sunday, though, for it to come. So it's going to be a while until we have that. So in the meantime, we'll talk about more heat, more humidity, and also chance for more in the way of some of those pop-up showers and storms. That's exactly what we had for today. Our almanac also shows a pretty muggy high of 85 today, slightly above our average. So coming up, we are calling for more in the way of hot and humid conditions, those pop-up showers and storms, but that weekend cold front will look nice after the break.